the pension market. That's what Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari today is unveiling. Since 2004, when Nigeria rolled out the pension reform with the creation of the pension regulator, PENCOM, then we reviewed the PENCOM Act in 2014. This is a major development in which every Nigerian is involved. If you are an employer of labor, employing at least 3, that's something like a barber shop or a beauty salon or something like that, a vulcanizer, you now need to have a pension. It's called micro pension. That's the biggest story from Nigeria's financial system today. But let's go to the marketplace. It's still the fixed income space, looking at the Tuesday's Monetary Policy Committee decisions of the central bank. Let's get Toba Shuamimo from FSDH Merchant Bank here. Good morning, Toba. It's good to have you on the show. Thanks for coming.
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Great. It's been some positive analysis, as it were, comments to Tuesday's MPC 0.5% haircut. Where are we now still tracking the yield curve? We saw yesterday a bit of a slowdown in yield on some of the short-dated treasuries maturing April, May, and June. Where's the yield curve going?
So actually, the main story would be on the bonds market, actually. We've begun to see the impact of the decision, which was taken at the MPC yesterday at the auction held. We had three maturities on offer: the 5-year, the 7-year, and the 10-year bond, a total of 100 billion, 20 billion on the 2028, while the remaining 2 was split evenly at 40 billion. We saw it was oversubscribed at the auction, but then the allotment was extremely little. Only a total of about 29.5 billion was actually sold, with a subscription of just under 150 billion. So just about 20% of what was actually subscribed for was actually sold. That led to a significant drop in the rate. It cleared at 13.5% on all the tenors. The total amount of 20 billion was actually sold at the 2028, but then the demand on that alone was over 100 billion. We're expecting to see a bit of that demand begin to trickle into the market today. Because
so why? And I just want to know why. What happened? Why did demand at that level? Why did the debt office decide to offer that amount and the yield curve that all of us are now chasing?
Yeah, so the CBN made it pretty clear on Tuesday at the MPC meeting that they were going to cut rates just to ensure that we begin to see economic growth. They want to make sure that the market begins to pick up, the real sector begins to pick up. We've seen extremely attractive rates on all the maturities, on all the securities, on the bills, on the bonds. It's been extremely attractive. By dropping these rates, everything takes a cue from that. The financial market will take a cue from that. It becomes more attractive, dare I say, to loan again to the real sector. So they actually want to start to ensure that the real sector begins to pick up rapidly.
Okay,
hence the reason for the drop.
So simply put, and in layman's language, in my language, that this is saying thank you to the market and say, look, we've given you folks, investors, some decent returns in recent years, thank you, but we need to move and grow our domestic economy. So this is it.
So even to say that, it's very obvious that even at these rates, it is still very, very attractive. 13.5%, 13%, 12%.
Of course, I know. So, you're not going to get anything. Where are you in the world? Are you going to get it? Who gives you 13%, 14%?
So
you go to the US.
Attractive.
You go to Europe, and you're going to get minus.
Yeah. So it's still very attractive. But if they reduce, for instance, if they reduce the amount on offer on, say, OMO bills, the amounts on the maturities, the amount that is going to be issued at the primary auction are actually extremely low for the treasury bills. We don't have very huge volume. Banks are definitely going to have to invest those funds that they have maturing in other forms. And where else than the real sector?
That's good. I like it. I like it. Force the banks to invest less in treasuries and bonds and get them to lend to medium and small enterprises and others. A great story there. Thank you very much. What about today's matured treasuries? What's the size that we're looking at?
Yeah, so we have, it's actually another small amount. We have just a total of about 60 billion maturing today. There's been no news of OMO, which is, it actually just goes to show that they are taking it seriously, what they've said. So there's no news of OMO. Where does that money get plugged into? So
okay,
we
it's good.
might begin to see.
Yeah, no, the central bank can give you folks 60 billion naira. You guys can handle that for the market. Sure, Memo. We understand. Thank you so much. It's been a very interesting conversation with Toba Showa Memo from FSDH Merchant Bank, one of the fixed income dealer from FMDQ Exchange Place.